For years, the people of the northern states and the people of the southern states had been arguing with each other. One of the big things they argued about was slavery. Many people began to talk about war. In April 1861, the first guns were fired. The Civil War began. God be praised, Frederick Douglass said when he heard the news. He knew that if the North won the war, the slaves would be free at last. There were already many free blacks in the North. At first, they were not allowed to be soldiers. They were not allowed to fight in the Northern Army. Why not? Frederick Douglass asked over and over again. Is this a time to fight with your white hand and allow your black hand to be tied? Finally, blacks were allowed to become soldiers. Frederick's son Charles was the first black to enlist. His son Louis was the second. Frederick Douglass went from city to city, urging other young blacks to join the army too. Soon, Frederick saw that black soldiers were not being treated fairly. They were paid only half as much as white soldiers. They were almost never made into officers, leaders of other men. Yet they were often sent to the most dangerous places to fight. This made Frederick Douglass angry. He went to Washington, D.C. to see the president. When Frederick arrived at the White House, he was very nervous. I was born a slave, he thought, and in a few minutes I am going to talk to the President of the United States. As Frederick came into the office, the president began to rise. Goodness, Frederick thought, I am tall, but he is much taller. Mr. President, my name is, Frederick began. The tall man smiled as he held out his hand. I know who you are, Mr. Douglass, Abraham Lincoln said. I know your work well. Welcome to the White House. The two men talked for a long time. When he left the White House, Frederick Douglass thought, that is an honest man. Abraham Lincoln liked Frederick too, and he took his advice. Soon the president gave new orders to the army. Black soldiers were to be treated the same as white soldiers. The war went on. At first the South won most of the battles, but the North grew stronger and stronger. In April 1865, the last battle was fought, and the North won the war. Blacks everywhere were free at last. My job is done, Frederick Douglass said. But was it?